Happy New Year! Today is the 1st of January as I'm filming this. I've been thinking about doing kind of like a channel changes, what I've been thinking, goals for 2025 kind of video, because this past month has really been a month for reflection and there's just a lot I kind of want to change. I don't know how successful I will be at it at first, but I just want to kind of like take you with me on my train of thoughts. The wind is blowing like absolute crazy. I'm sure you're gonna hear it, but I sadly can't control the weather. Like, things are flying around out there. Okay, let's get into this video. By the way, it's pretty early in the morning, so I'm sounding a little bit sleepy maybe still, but it always feels a little bit weird if I film really early in the morning to talk as loudly, as excitedly as I usually do. Usually as we go along, I find my energy. So I'm just gonna clean my eyelids. So this get ready with me is like an actual truly get ready with me for the day, because the 1st of January is my mom's birthday and I'm going over there to celebrate it. So I actually have like a slightly busy day ahead. It's not super busy, but I am definitely getting ready for a day of festivities. So let's look back at this past year a little bit. I feel like this has been by far my best year on YouTube so far. I have grown a lot. I have had so many successful videos, which I'm really happy about. At the start of this year, at the start of 2024, I think I was at about 2.4k, and as I'm filming this I have like a few subscribers left to go and then I will be at 6k, which is absolutely crazy. I think at the start of the year, if you would have told me that I would hit 5k, I would have been absolutely like ecstatic. Like, I wouldn't have believed you. For me at the start of this year, 5k felt like such an unattainable goal. Like, how am I ever gonna reach that? Like, people who have 5k have such a big channel, and now I have surpassed it. So I'm actually incredibly happy with how far I've come, but I also have realized that what I've been doing isn't really sustainable long term. One of the things that I just really need to work on is my work-life balance and just not getting too stressed and not feeling responsible for any kind of information on makeup out there. You know, I don't do videos on everything, but I do always feel very responsible to get the information out there on things that you're kind of like counting on me for. By the way, I'm finally gonna try the This Season palette by Cosmic Beauty. It's not the season anymore, but I'm still gonna try it. I still think this is an absolutely gorgeous color story. This really hurt me a little bit. The fact that I was so excited for this palette and then they sent it out to me, but for some reason the local carrier, they didn't send any email, they didn't send any tracking information. I couldn't find anything on their page, and then they said like, we've been at your door 3 times at days that I was actually home, so I don't think you were. And last time I ordered from them directly, I did get a shipping confirmation, or I did get shipping tracking from the local carrier. So it was really weird. I was a little bit sad. Cosmic Beauty was really nice, like really quick to just refund me the whole, like all the money. And then I said to them like, okay, I'll just order it from Monolith just to be sure that whatever happened isn't happening the second time around, and I will just get it pretty quickly. So this palette, I love the purples, I love the berry tones. I think with these neutrals there is a lot I'm going to be able to do as well, and even these greens. I feel like these greens are pretty cool toned and these just look super fun. It's not what I usually go into, but there's just something about this palette that inspires me so much, and I kind of feel that if I had had this palette earlier, this could have been like top 5, top 3 maybe even in my ranking. So it's a little sad that things didn't go as planned, as hoped. But you know, as a makeup YouTuber, you're just so dependent on a lot of different factors. It's not like I can just do all the research, just do the video whenever. Like, I have to wait and see when things become available. I have to wait and see how fast they ship it out to me. Like, at this point, I'm very dependent on that. So that has also showed me that once again. So I have been doing a lot of review content this year, and I do have to say I do really enjoy it, and I do work well under the pressure that puts on me to a certain extent. I feel like the time pressure, the excitement, like seeing that something is finally available, ordering it, getting it in, and just feeling like, okay, if I get this video up pretty quickly, like that will help my channel tremendously. I want to get the information out there for you as well. I do realize that I kind of need that part of it. I am taking a totally different shade. What am I doing? I gotta talk about something else and then do my makeup. It's my weakness. It's definitely my weakness. Let's try and take that off without taking off the primer. Hey, it's going well. Okay, so I thrive under the pressure, but I am also putting more pressure on myself than is needed, and I'm also just feeling too much responsibility and maybe sometimes going a little too far and like burning myself out a little bit. I feel like it shouldn't always feel necessary to review everything, but also it shouldn't always feel necessary to review everything as absolutely quickly as possible. And I think I often think that if I post something like a day later or like 2 days later, it won't be relevant anymore. I think it's also the fact that I at this point don't get a lot of things in PR. I always already feel with a lot of things that I am really late to the party, and that can sometimes be a little bit stressful. Like, brands can of course make their own choices where they who they send their PR to, and I'm still a pretty small channel. I understand, like I'm not at 10k or 20k. I totally understand it, but the fact of the matter is that I am usually, with mostly like indie releases and things like that, I am really late to the party. And I did notice with, for example, when I got that Lethal Cosmetics palette earlier, because of the little mistake that Boozy Shop made, like the Lethal Spellcraft, I did notice that the views on that video were actually much better than I would have if I would have just gotten it on launch day, waited maybe like a few days, and then put up my video. Like, it makes a big difference. So I have to be a little bit realistic and realize that it's not fair to expect of myself to be so fast when the whole like way things are working right now isn't that way just yet. I feel like I have to be maybe a little bit patient. I do not really know when this might change, if it might change. There are no guarantees, but I have to be a little bit chill. I feel like often I am super like strict with myself. I feel like I'm always not doing enough, not doing well enough, not growing like fast enough. And I was having this conversation with my boyfriend about this a few days ago, and he said like, okay, you have chosen a certain niche because you enjoy making that content. You're saying that you don't want to create the content that might do like really well for a lot of people, and that is true. The content that a lot of people would want to watch is just not the content that I'd like to do. Like, the beauty content that works well is content that isn't actually about beauty. It isn't actually about makeup reviews. Usually it is really like that commentary. It's really like that more personality based content, and I just really love reviewing things. I love to get the information out there, and in that field, like within that niche, I try to find the things that work for me and that work for you. Like Kiko Milano, for example, I just really get super excited about their collections, and the views are really nice, and I've grown a lot from that brand, so that's a really nice balance. But I just have to be realistic at what pace I can grow and not beat myself up over it and try to just do anything and everything to just try and make myself grow, as in review everything and anything. And I've been reviewing a lot, and I've also been getting comments of people saying like, you are always the one that has all the reviews. Like every time I'm looking for something, you have to review. And in a way, I love being that person, but in another way, I'm just losing sight of who I am beyond YouTube, without YouTube. And it shouldn't be my whole life. I think the risk with this is that I love it so much. I think YouTube is just the best thing ever, and I'd like to do it all day, every day if I could. But it's not really healthy. Like I have to take some time for myself to work out, to cook, to go on walks, and I do other things in my life as well. I mean, I have a full-time job, but having a full-time job and taking YouTube so seriously, sometimes I do not take the time to actually be like a human being with like different things going on in life. And I'm stressing myself out if I'm like taking more time being a human being with other hobbies, beating myself up because I am not working on YouTube at the moment. And I think especially in December, I've realized that YouTube shouldn't be my whole life, because actually in December, I've had a pretty like slow month. It hasn't been amazing. Like it has been better than I think my December last year, but it has been much, much slower than the rest of the year. But still, this year I grew with like 3.3k and some subscribers. But I've been really harsh on myself, and I've been really stressed out about it, thinking that I'm doing something wrong. And I just don't think it's very healthy. It's not healthy to be stressed about something. Like my life doesn't depend on this. The money that I have, my house, like my security in life, it doesn't depend on YouTube. And I don't know, I don't really know where this harshness comes from. Like it's so unnecessary. Like nobody is saying I'm not doing this well, and maybe this wasn't the best month for subscriber growth, but maybe my subscribers that were already there have really enjoyed my content. Who knows? And I feel like I shouldn't lose sight of what I've already accomplished, which is really good. Like there are people who are working really hard at this moment to get to that 5k and would love to be there. There are so many people, and I should just be more truly realistic about what I'm doing and not always just kind of like feeling like I'm doing something wrong. Well, you don't know as well what is right around the corner, because I couldn't have known how well some of my videos would do at the start of this year. Like sometimes you make a decision and it gets you a lot further all of a sudden, and you couldn't have known maybe like a week before that. By the way, I really love where this eyeshadow is going. So you cannot predict the future, and the fact that things aren't maybe going fully your way right now, right at this moment, doesn't like mean that much, as long as you're like working on yourself and striving to be better. Like if you have been doing the same thing for years and nothing changes, and you just keep doing the same thing for years and years, like nothing is gonna change. And I am always trying to find better topics, better ways of working, ways to be more efficient, more quick, trying to be patient and build up certain things. Like not every type of video is gonna perform super well right away, but sometimes if you keep doing them, you will actually build an audience for it, for example. So what does this all actually mean? I really want to stop being so stressed out over YouTube and making it my whole personality. That isn't really something that you guys are gonna notice. Maybe I will be like super chill on videos and I will be more myself. That could be, because when I'm stressed and I'm filming videos, I can tell the difference. I don't know if you can, but I can definitely tell. Like also in editing, I just have to edit so many things away because I just like keep stumbling over words and repeating myself. Like I kind of start overthinking, and then it doesn't really flow anymore. Like if I'm in a good mood, I will just have really long takes that I won't do any cuts in, and then like it will all be much easier and the whole video will flow better. So yeah, I just want to stop thinking about YouTube all the time. Like to a certain extent it's helpful that I am just kind of like obsessed with this, because for example the Lethal Cosmetics Spellcraft palette was only on Boozy Shop for a really short amount of time. So like those things can be helpful, but just beating myself up over the fact that one day I haven't grown in subscribers, things like that, I just shouldn't think about it anymore. And just sometimes I'm just like constantly planning in my head the videos that I want to do that week and when I want to do them, and that's also not healthy. Like I just need to write it down and then leave it there. Like sometimes I'm just like going in circles, so that doesn't really like affect you directly. What I have thought of, and I have like dropped this information, like sprinkled this information a little bit in videos as well. So if you've been watching my videos, you probably already have a little bit of an idea of what I've been thinking. But I want to be a little bit more selective with the content that I do, and that doesn't mean that I won't be doing the videos that a lot of you love and that I love. Like the core of this channel will remain the same, I'm sure, unless certain brands really start doing strange things that I don't like. Maybe they change their whole approach and I'm just like, okay, this is not the brand for me anymore. Like I can change my mind. But I think that Essence and Catrice will be part of my channel. Kiko as well, of course. I do have to say that some of the Essence collections, they just have not been inspiring me, and I'm kind of at this point like, okay, maybe I won't do all of them. Like if they keep doing what they have been doing this past year, doing all of these random like My Heart Beats Disco collection things, I might not do dedicated reviews to that, because it's just because sometimes it just feels kind of like I'm getting all of these random things in my life, and I don't want all of the clutter. Like the clutter is really stressing me out, and the fact that I have so much makeup at any given moment to still do new makeup updates on. And I feel like if I bought just a little less makeup and more makeup that I'm excited to use, like that whole new makeup updates situation would start flowing a little better, and I really wish to do that. Like that would be absolutely amazing if I could actually do monthly updates, because I sometimes feel like updates on really important collections, they are just kind of like postponed and postponed and postponed, because I am reviewing new things constantly and it's just not working for me the way things are now. So what has actually happened this past year is that I've basically tried anything that I thought would maybe do well. Maybe not anything, but I've tried a lot of different things that I thought would do well, and some of those things have done really well. But some of those things also haven't done super well. And I just really want to see what I'm really excited about, because usually what I'm really excited about also gets more views. Like good collections, really well thought out collections by Essence and Catrice, they can get like 5k, 7k. Like the advent calendars, like I don't know, 10k. And then they're kind of like random collections, they get maybe 1k or maybe 2k, and that is not bad, but is it worth it? Is it worth the clutter? I just want to be more mindful of what I buy. And for example, I am really excited about a lot of what Makeup Revolution does nowadays. Like this has been the year that I've really discovered the brand. But at the same time, I mean, the Toy Story eyeshadow palette in the shape of a boot, it was a fun video. I am glad that I like at least once tried the formula that is in these weirdly shaped palettes by them, but probably I'm not gonna make another video like that, just because I wanna see things a bit more from like an overview perspective. I kind of want to think of what my life will be like in December, like from now, from January. I want to think about what my life will feel like in December, because I've been really stressed and I have ranked 78 eyeshadow palettes, and maybe that could be a little less. Like I bought basically all of those eyeshadow palettes, and that is absolutely crazy. Like the amount of stuff that I accumulated all by myself. Like I haven't gotten that much PR and I still have this many palettes, so I have to like think a little bit more on that. Like sometimes it's hard to kind of like tone down the enthusiasm a little bit. Where did I put my mascara? Like it can be really hard. Like if I think something is going to go if I think something is going to do well, I will get excited. Like to some extent, that will excite me. Like some things I also just don't do that I know will do well, but it's just not my thing. But I'm gonna look back at what I've done this past year, and I'm just really gonna see what did well, what didn't do well, and decide from that if I'm still gonna do certain things. I also sometimes feel like things can be a little slow at some points. Like sometimes there's just not that much to review, and then sometimes I will just kind of like buy things for like having something. But maybe I should just trust the process and things will get busier again and things will pick up again. But sometimes like when I don't really post in a week, also my growth slows down. It kind of depends. And then that kind of stresses me out. I'm like, okay, I need to do something, but I want to stop doing that. Like sometimes it can be chill to have a like more easy week when it comes to the YouTube work. Like that's also how I see my actual job, my full-time job, because sometimes I will have like phases where there's not as much to do, but then I don't really go and like look for work to do, because maybe next week or the week after that I will be working like the true 8 hours a day like crazy, because something has happened that needs to happen really quickly, or something went wrong, or I don't know, things could happen. Like they could switch around really quickly. And that is the same for YouTube, because sometimes you don't know. Like I didn't expect the Catrice update to happen we knew the information like 2 weeks ago, and I ordered a lot of the things from the update yesterday, and I will likely get it in on Friday, and I will probably do like in total like maybe 6 videos on that with updates. Oh, maybe 4 or 5 with updates counting into that as well. So that's a lot of videos that I didn't really expect to do like a few weeks from now. I thought this would be like an end of January thing, which I feel like it usually is a little bit later into the month. So you never really know what's gonna happen. And it could be absolutely possible that in 2 weeks I do my best video I've ever done, like my most successful video I've ever done. You never know what's gonna happen. So I need to sometimes also have a little bit of faith. Like, maybe now things are slowing down, but who knows, maybe in the new year I will have a month where I grow even more than my best month this year. Which my best month this year was like 550. And I couldn't have predicted that in any way. I couldn't have known. I just decided to do a few videos that I hadn't done before, and I did really well. And yeah, who knows what will happen this year. So I'm gonna be a little bit more strict. It might not be the easiest at first, but I just want to go back a little bit more to the core of my channel. I've just been trying a lot of different things, and a lot of that has really like been great, but a lot of that also isn't really necessary. And I just have to ask myself the question before I buy something: is this something I'm really excited about? Is this something that is gonna do really well? Like, what will actually happen, and will it be worth having to like try that product, review that product, not use my favorites, because I feel like my favorites often get neglected because I am using so much new makeup, while some of the older makeup I have in my collection is better than the newer makeup, and it sometimes makes me feel a little sad. Not really sad, but I'd love to use my favorites more. Also, let me know down below, what is a brand or what is a thing that you really watch my channel for? Like, what do you like to see? And what do you find important on my channel? Like, what would you not want to disappear? Like, I do want to do things that you want to see, and sometimes I will do a video that I know is not gonna perform super well, just because like some of my core audience members are really excited about that video, and I will make a conscious decision to do a video that doesn't get as much views, also because sometimes I just like doing a certain video. Like, even though it's not popular, I might have a lot of fun doing it, but I don't want to do that too much, because like I'm doing work and I don't want it to be for like nothing. It's not for nothing, but I want it to be feeling like it matters, the video, in the grand scheme of things. I just want to look at things a little bit more from, not as up close, like look at the whole, like look at the whole of the growth, look at the whole of like what videos are doing well. And I kind of want to maybe do some more videos that are more like overview videos, that are not as like shine related, like that are not as relevant just in a moment. So like, I've been trying some of those things. Not all of them have really like done as well. By the way, I have here the cream blush from the collection, from the This Is Season collection, and this one is in the shade Mary, which is kind of like an interesting tone. Like, is it pink? Is it like a muted coral? Is it a little bit red? It's different things. So let's try this one out. I, in the end, bought the whole collection because Marlie didn't have the option to buy just a blush and a palette. Like, that is what I was planning to do, what I was hoping to do by buying it from Cosmic Beauty directly. I really wanted to just have the one blush that I liked and a palette, but I really wanted this blush so bad that I bought the full collection on Marlie. But okay. Something I'm gonna try to not do as much is buy full lines and full collections, unless I feel like it's really super helpful, or it's not too like crazy overwhelming. I feel like sometimes I think it's necessary to buy a whole collection or a whole line of lip products, but sometimes it isn't really necessary. Sometimes that isn't even really what people are expecting of you. Like, I have had this idea the whole year to do a video lip swatching all of the Milani 3D Hydra Gloss. That was my idea. That is what I wanted to do. I was waiting for their sale for the Black Friday sale, because I knew you could actually get the 3D Hydra glosses in the sale on Black Friday. Like they also had a sale in June, and they weren't a part of the sale. So I was waiting for that, but I decided to just buy like the shades that I was really excited for now and not buy all of the shades. And I actually feel pretty good about that. I might, like, if this video that I've done with like 19 shades, if that does like extremely well, I don't know, I might still like buy more next year or next time they have a sale, but I don't know yet. I don't know if it will be that great. I still am into the whole idea of lip swatching videos, but I want to be more sure that it actually is a video that a lot of people want to see. I want it to be like, it needs to get the views. Actually, for me to buy a whole line, I need to be more aware of that. But sometimes I'm just so bad at understanding the trends. I mean sometimes I really don't know what's going on, and I feel like that sometimes is a little bit like the hard part about this. I don't keep up with the trends that well. I'm not that interested in cult favorite products. I don't own a lot of the cult favorite products. I am just doing my own thing. I just have my own brands that I like. I'm a very particular YouTuber in a sense. Like, I've never tried the Clinique Black Honey lipstick, and I don't even know what that would change for my channel if I would try those kind of things. By the way, I'm really loving this look so much. I feel festive, extremely festive. I was almost thinking maybe I just won't buy the palette again. Maybe I'll just leave it, because I just felt so stressed around the whole thing that I just thought, will it have like a negative connotation? Can you say that? Connotation. Once I get the palette, will I have negative feelings because of the stress towards the palette, even though the palette can't help it? But I feel like this is exactly what I wanted in life. Like, this is such a good purple look. I am obsessed. So yeah, I want to be strict. I want to be mindful. I still want to do lip swatch videos. I still want to focus on like buying some things for review, because that has helped my channel tremendously. Sometimes just understanding how well something will do for your channel, but sometimes I just buy things that aren't either of anything. Like, they aren't super exciting me, and they aren't exciting you, and that just has to stop. I also feel like I have been reviewing Flower Nose a bunch on my channel, but I also feel like the excitement for the brand on my channel has died down a little bit, and I don't know if the general excitement for the brand has maybe died down a little bit at this point. Let me know if it has for you. But it's a pretty expensive brand. I will be kind of like late to the party, and also if it doesn't get that many views, maybe that will not be a brand anymore that I review. Like, things like that. Like, because I have been reviewing that brand so much, I kind of feel like I have to now. But do I really? Maybe no. Maybe I should reflect on that and not buy it, and that will save me like 150 like euros for maybe 3-4 products that I would buy and review. Like, I do have a code with Flower Nose, but I'm not at the point that that code would make me any money back, basically, for buying that. So I don't really know, is that still a good deal? I don't think it's a very good deal to actually still review the brand Flower Nose. So that's just an example of what you can expect from me. Like, some things might kind of fall off, because I just want to really get to the core of the channel, do videos that you really enjoy, that I really enjoy, that everybody enjoys, that get the views, but also I do not hate myself making it. I just know that if I would do other types of content, that I would really burn myself out so quickly. I wouldn't be able to keep doing this because I just need to really be excited, truly excited myself about what I'm doing, and that is what I'm doing here. I know that makeup isn't what it used to be. It's not 2016 anymore. I started at a time that makeup was at an all-time low. I'm aware of it, but I'm still doing it because this is my dream. Okay, I'm gonna put on some lipstick. I'm gonna put on the pink lipstick from the Catrice. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. The Catrice holiday collection. Kind of like the cooler tone pink. I don't know if I'll keep this on because we're going out to eat. Like, that might not work in the end, but for the end of the video, we will do this. By the way, something that I've also been doing / been trying to do is respond slower to comments. I feel I have felt a bit too much responsibility to reply really quickly to comments, and sometimes I just keep like working because of that. Like at first I didn't realize that responding to comments is actually a form of working on YouTube. Like it doesn't feel like work. I love talking to you guys. I really enjoy it so much, and that is kind of like why it's so difficult for me to take a step back. But I'm gonna try and be a little bit slower sometimes because I will post a video at night. Like I will maybe work on the video after work, post a video, and then like some comments will come in, and if I just keep responding, like I don't have kind of like my downtime of the day. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit slower. I am also still trying to respond to a lot of the comments because I do love talking to you guys and I really enjoy your comments, and I just enjoy that whole part of YouTube so much. I think it's one of the most fun things. But I'm gonna try and be a little bit slower to just protect my mental health a little bit. Like it doesn't feel like it does that much kind of like directly in the moment, but then if I can sleep because I'm still like thinking about work, then I've gone too far, and I do that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna put on some lip liner. This is Maybelline lip liner in 06 in the line Leader. My favorites video really has gotten me back into some products. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of highlighter. I'm gonna use Beauty Creations Party Effects. Love that one. Just a bit over here. I love this look so much. I hope. I know, I just think it will stay on for the day. Like it's a little early, but I think it will stay on. I didn't put on any like skin tint concealer or anything like that. I just didn't wanna like do that today. I didn't feel like it. Okay, I think this is gonna be the finished look. Let me think if there's something I am missing. I basically just want to keep on going the way I've been going, and I don't know how much you'll actually notice. Like maybe a few brands that you were expecting to see from me I'm not reviewing anymore. I just really want to rethink my strategy more from like a human, like seeing myself as an actual human and not as a like YouTube making machine. I want to look at myself from that perspective more. Like at the start of last year, I was like success, success, success. I want to grow. I want to do videos that everybody wants to see. I am really going for the growth within my niche. And this year, I just really want to like grow more as a person. Like do other things and like do other things as well. Seeing YouTube in the grand scheme of things, I want to relax more. I just don't want to feel like the pressure and the stress if things aren't going exactly the way I expected them to. I feel like I will be much more fun in general as a person when I do that and don't stress about these things. Of course, I'm always open to suggestions. If there's anything you think I should really do, or if you're kind of like missing something or something is really important to you. As I said, if there's something that you really watch my channel for, you can say it in the comments and I will definitely take that into account as well. Yeah, I think it's important to find a balance where I can keep doing this for many years. I think it would be fun not to burn myself out. I think that would be a good idea. Like sometimes I feel like I'm invincible, but I'm not. Like if I'm not sleeping well, I'm not eating well, I feel stressed out like 99% of the time. It's not like I'm actively stressing, but I just feel that I'm not calm enough. That's what is going on. So it's not worth it, I think, to stress myself out over this. I want to take a step back mentally. That's my goal. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I really love how my look came out. I'm really excited about this. Love the purple. It's a really like just fun, bright, poppy look. Very festive. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.